Navy colours running in. The team is based at Bourne Park, and they undertake quite a lot of fundraising activity for BLESMA, the British Limbless Ex-Servicemen's Association. Both aircraft going into a high wing over there before running in back towards us. And of course, a very interesting feature of the Gazelle design, the so-called fenestron tail. The tail rotor, as we can see, isn't exposed. It's housed in the tail unit itself. Very useful, of course, on operations into confined areas, one would imagine. Yes, indeed, that little tail rotor is very important to a helicopter. Very, very important to the crew on board. And very vulnerable. If you put it in a tree, something like that, that could completely ruin your day. So this was a great design feature, and something that's still used today. If we look at, in the static part, the two most recent RAF trainers, again, we'll talk about those a little bit later on. They have the same kind of configuration. So a joint French-UK project, all stemming from an agreement in the mid-1960s. Also led to the development of the Puma and the Lynx. Took to the air for the first time in April 1967. I mentioned it is a small helicopter, rotor diameter of 10 metres. It's capable of carrying up to 4 people, and certainly if you're in the front row seats you have a wonderful view. Used by all three of the UK armed services, by the RAF of course, and the Royal Navy also in large numbers, and still being used by the Army Air Corps. In fact, the Army isn't scheduled to retire its Gazelles until 2025 now. They're very valuable for surveillance work in Northern Ireland. And they've been used extensively at Boston Down for test purposes. As part of the Navy's use, there was No. 3 Commando Brigade Air Squadron of the Royal Marines that also employed the Gazelle. And also, as we look at the red and white Gazelle, one on the right-hand side, I'm expecting to see a shark on the tail. Yes, because one of the most famous of all British military helicopter displatings, the Sharks, was formed by 705 Naval Air Squadron of the Royal Navy at Culross in Cornwall on the Gazelle. Its emblem was a shark, hence their name. They also had a team called the Pusser's Pair, I seem to remember at one stage. The RAF also had a Gazelle team. Guess what it was called? I'm too frightened to even suggest after those last two. It was very imaginatively known as the Gazelles. Certainly lots of fond memories of watching the Sharks. Same, and the Grasshoppers, of course. The Grasshoppers, yes, the same year. Alouette 3 team, yes, regulars at air displays, and of course the Army Eagles were mounted on Gazelles at various times. Yes, indeed. So Army Gazelles have been deployed on many operations, including Northern Ireland, the Falklands. Some amazing stories of Gazelle operations in the Falklands, Iraq and Afghanistan. With the Royal Navy and Royal Air Force, the aircraft primarily used in the training role. As Andy was talking about earlier, RAF Shawbury was the big centre of RAF Gazelle training efforts, with No. 2 Flying Training School, and that lasted until it was all contractorised, didn't it? Yes, indeed, and we'll talk more about Shawbury, the future of RAF helicopter training, as we move into the last hour of the flying programme this afternoon. We do have something very special to show you. Astazoo engine powering the Gazelle, and that's another unit that was used in both rotary and fixed-wing aircraft, because the RAF Jetstreams that we can see one of in the static park here also have the Astazoo. Pair then, gaining height as they come towards the end of their display, and they too will be giving you a bow to close, having first of all turned in towards one another for a crossing bowing break. And that's them complete. Our thanks to the Gazelle Squadron display team. Well now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have reached that point in the programme. Dare I say, the point we have all been waiting for. Without further ado, I will hand over to the man in red standing next to me. He is Squadron Leader Adam Collins.
Tomato